Welcome back, guys, to the Joe Rogan experience. No, I'm just playing. The Living Banter Podcast. We're actually the best podcast in the world. I hope you guys knew that as much as we do. But we're so glad that you made it. Any new subscribers, you know what to do. Subscribe, leave a comment of what you want us to talk about. It's going to be so awesome. Like the video. And if you did not know this already, my name is Caden.
And I'm James, and welcome, people. Let us begin the podcast, shall we?
Yeah, we're going to go into a juicy topic today. Something that I've been thinking about for a minute now, or at least 2 minutes, but this has been crazy. It's quarantine, views on YouTube in general, it's going up so much because everyone's online, everyone is on social media, so we're seeing billions of views coming to videos, we're seeing so much more views in general on social media, on Instagram, so much people's there. But first of all, Yamiz, what is your thoughts on social media and how much time people spend on it?
Well, personally, we kind of both do a lot of social media stuff. This podcast is a form of social media. We both go on Instagram quite a bit. Me more so Reddit, because Reddit is Reddit. But yeah, it's evolved so much, and people are just spending so much time on it now, even so much compared to what they used to be. It's crazy, man. People don't have time to do anything but that's what's going on.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do. But
because it's crazy in this time. What we're talking about is these channels that are hitting billions of views on the regular, month to month they're hitting billions of views. And it's crazy because you could say about 5 years ago, billions of views on YouTube was unheard of. It was unprecedented. This pandemic, we never expected that to happen. Literally, it's what, 1 billion views? That's impossible. That's never gonna happen. And now we're seeing these channels like Coco Melon, Measure the Bear. This is channels, not even music videos. Choo Choo TV, bro, they're getting billions of views. And that's a lot of revenue. That's a lot of fodder.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
That is crazy. And I have a feeling I know exactly why they're getting all these views. Because it's all these kids channels, and they're kids. It's a lot of stuff where it's parents will put this on for their kids, and the kids will just want to watch it over and over, and the same song 1,001 times. And that's why they get so many views and so many watch time, because the kids just want to watch it over and over and over. Think about it this way.
Some is 4 billion.
Yeah, just think about it this way. It's the kind of the thing of when we were younger, we would want to watch Disney movies over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, so true. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think times have definitely changed, because it was getting to a point where we would watch Thomas the Train or different thing, and Jake and the Neverland Pirates on TV and stuff like that. But now it's just boom, shoot up a YouTube channel. The kid is sorted for the day. They can watch whatever they want to at their disposal. And I see some kids at 4 years old with a phone, and they're already navigating through the phone, nowhere to go, nowhere to search and click and find this video. That's bonkers, bro. That is mental. Where will we be in 10 years time, where the kids are just thinking, I want to watch this, and then that video just plays?
Yeah.
That's going to be absolutely mental, to say the least.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I am going to have a bit of a boomer opinion on that, so sorry, people. But, I personally don't think, kids that as young as, 4 or 5 should have their own, device. And I know everyone's oh, you're saying that's so boomer. No, there's probably, a lot of things wrong with it. First off, their eyesight. And I know we all say, oh, too much screen time is bad and whatever. But no, here's the thing. I sit most of my days and I stare at a screen because I do IT as my college work. I do editing quite a bit of, or I do music, and then my eyes the whole time. So I've actually become short-sighted because of how much time I've just spent on computers and stuff. And especially now during the pandemic. Yeah, during this pandemic, I've really struggled with my eyesight. Like, I can see things, but like I really have to look a lot better. And the thing is, I can't take my glasses with me to the shopping mall, so I have to like look, be like, okay, that's what that says.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure, even though I just cannot see it, and I see like a mush of a number. So yeah, it's definitely there's so many like implications, because they can be doing whatever they want, and I know there's like parental controls and all that, but really it's just I mean, really, I actually have something written down on how, like, if I was a parent, how I'd want my kid to actually like what age I would say kids and people should like get their own stuff. So here's the thing. I would say I wouldn't let my own kid own a phone until like maybe 10 or 9, because then they would start going out with their friends.
I actually agree.
Yeah, they'd be going out with their friends. There'd be a reason for them to have their own phone. And I'm thinking, because I grew up playing video games, I would think if my kid wanted to play video games, because they'd obviously be seeing me playing video games all the time, I'd get them their own console at maybe like 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't allow them to play online, because I know there's a lot of like really nasty stuff online.
Yo, bro, it's honestly disgusting. Some of the things.
Yeah, some of the things that I play games online now, and even some of the stuff I hear people say, I'm just like, whoa, okay, that's a bit bad. I mean, like, there's times when they say like really nasty things in like the joke of it, but when they say it and it's like intensely there, then it just then it's a no-go.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And then I said if they like showing interest in it, I would probably get them a computer at around 13, but I wouldn't go like, oh, I'm gonna get you that dual monitor setup with the insanely expensive stuff. Even if I had that disposable income, I would just I would not do that. I would get them something kind of mid-range, because I know for a fact that if you struggle with having like a mid-range computer, you really like push through it, eventually you're going to want to like sell it and build your own computer, and that'll teach you kind of how to manage your money and how to manage your income. Because if you just get everything, then where's the point? You're not learning anything. You're just going to learn, I'll be getting this and that. But I do feel like I'd still want to give my kids the opportunity to be like, okay, you can have this, you can have that, you just got to work at it, you know? And it's the way I've been brought up, and I feel like it's the way a lot of kids should be brought up, is when they're not just given everything because they shout and scream about it. They should be given something if they've worked for it, you know? For example, I got my first ever games console, a PS2, when I was like,
the good old days.
When I was like
Love
6
that.
or 7. And the reason I got this console was because I got into something called the Smart Club at school. I had worked up till a point where I could join the Smart Club for the year. And my reward was a PS2. And I still have that PS2. I'm not sure how well it works, but I still have it.
I also have mine, but mine's gone, bro.
Yeah.
It's like broken.
Yeah, mine is just collecting dust at this point, but I'm still just going to keep it, see how old it goes and all that.
Yeah, that's just my PS1.
Yeah.
That's just like rocking, bro.
Yeah, that's just my tangent on that. And
that's a good tangent.
Yeah. Something I do want to say about like the YouTube space right now. I know I'm talking a lot, but I wrote some stuff down on this, boys and girls.
Wait, before you go into that, I just want to say, I totally agree with what you were saying, because I feel like when things are given to you, like I felt this in my life, and this is like a proven fact for sure. When something is given to you, you won't value it as much as if you bought that or if you gifted that to yourself, because you'll feel way more. For example, if I buy myself a phone, I will protect that phone. It'll be so much more precious to me. I'll be so much more grateful for it than I bought it than if someone gave it to me, because I'm like, oh, they just gave it to me, that's cool, that's really awesome, but you'll be so much more grateful for it. Like I've seen that with so many things in my life. Like I got to a point where my dad's like, okay, you're gonna have to start giving money towards this console because I want to teach you how to be more grateful for something. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, I'm still gonna love the PS4 or the PS3.
Yeah.
But it's so true. Like, when I put money towards that, I'm like, yo, I actually value this way more. I'm gonna take so much more care of it because it's mine. Like, I paid a portion into this, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like I definitely also learned that at a very young age. Probably before I even hit teenagehood, I'd learned that. So, just saying, get that into we're busy like getting into that generation now where we're all going through like college and high school, and then eventually after that, remember this: raise your kids right, teach them to work.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
You only got one shot. Raise them right the first time.
Yeah, you know what they say. Yeah. Give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he will fish for the rest of his life or something.
Lifetime.
Yeah,
He'll
something along those lines.
He'll be able to feed himself for a lifetime, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that tangent aside. Now let's focus on like the topic for today. The watching YouTube at like a young age. Personally, at like 4 years old, like for me, it doesn't sit well. It really just does not sit well with these kids
watching. You're not
watching.
even in primary school yet.
Yeah, like these kids.
Maybe starting preschool, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand like the appeal. Like it's all these kids channels busy doing like all these little cute songs and whatever. Personally, I've always been annoyed by that. I don't know what it is, even when I was really young. But then again, I did watch quite a bit of Barney. Yeah. So I watched Barney, I watched
Barney
all that
sort
of
standard,
stuff.
So anything less than Barney, like I'm not watching this at all.
Yeah, but honestly,
Barney
I think
vibes.
the best way to raise a kid is on Disney and Pixar movies. 100%, that is the best way any kid should grow up.
Because it's established, well thought, put together.
Yeah, not on YouTube with all these other movies, because the ads sometimes are just completely inappropriate. So, I mean...
Exactly. You never know what ads are going to pop up there, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'd have to fork out for YouTube Premium. I'd just say, keep your Netflix account and just give the kid like Disney movies and Pixar movies. Dude, you can raise your kids on the stuff that we were raised. That stuff is still watchable today. That stuff
is still the best thing around, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the Jungle Book. The first ever Jungle Book came out well before a lot of us were born. And that raised a lot of people, especially in our generation. So, I mean, you know, why not use it to raise them? So, yeah, that's what I would say. Personally, I think I would, like, stick to that because trying to raise a kid off YouTube is just wrong. I mean, personally, I grew up in the early days of YouTube. I got into it super early, roughly when I was, like, maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. And I first started watching like gaming YouTubers because there was one specifically who I really, really enjoyed. And his name was Jacksepticeye, for everyone who wants to know. That guy pretty much raised me. I grew up watching that guy. I swear I've been around for his first 1 million subscribers and he's right now sitting on like 20 something. So yeah,
that's so long.
Yeah, I've been around his channel for a very, very long time, and personally, I think at that kind of age, it's alright for them to start watching like proper YouTube content. I just personally don't think that they should be anywhere near the Paul brothers at that age. Because I know there's a lot of nonsense about like the Paul brothers doing all weird and wonderful stuff, especially Jake.
Yeah.
Like,
that was targeted mostly at like 10-year-olds though.
Yeah.
14, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just...
But yeah, just make sure that if there are parents out there, or everyone might be a parent one day, make sure that you're checking out what your kids are watching.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, now you'd like your privacy when watching things. But if you think about it, some of those things you're not supposed to have seen. Like, I know for sure there's some stuff that pops up, I'm like, okay, that just like scarred me. Or, that's not good. That messes with your brain. Whether you see that or not, like, it's a factual. If you seeing bad content, that's bringing that badness into your mind.
Yeah, definitely.
And it gets messy.
Yeah, and the thing is,
really messy.
From a young age, they don't really have a good understanding of what's right and what's wrong. So unless your kid is like very morally stable, which I don't think a lot of kids are, like like for example, with me, I knew from a very young age I was very like morally strong, simply because like I had a very German gene that came like through my bloodline. So it was easy for me to like be strong morally and like focus on like doing the right thing. I mean, I don't always do the right thing. I don't always say the right things. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But like I was constantly on track morally, simply because I knew what was right and what was wrong. And yeah, that's always been a part of me. But I know a lot of kids just, they watch things and then they like say it because they think, oh, it's okay, and then just that's it, like completely goes out the window.
Yeah, like you can look at it like this. Ethics, for example, it depends what's your good or what's your bad. Everyone has their own perspective. So in one household, the parents could be swearing the whole time, and they see that as a norm. That's okay then. But then the kid, they pick up that language, that profanity. They take it to their elementary school or wherever they're at. They be like sharing that words around, and that gets into another child's life, and then that child goes home and swears at home, and that parent is hectic about swearing, like there will not be any profanity in my household type of thing. And then it spreads like that, and it ruins some languages, some communication for sure. Like
definitely
can be a really bad thing to other people.
Really,
that's all what your definition of ethics is, you know?
That's very true.
You can rock someone else's life hectically at a young age, especially when that's when you're developing. But I like the fact that this is kind of off topic, kind of not, but YouTube and some of the places, they put limits on the app, or on a phone, like on an iPhone you can put limits on, I'm sure on other devices. But like YouTube, they have YouTube Kids now, so it doesn't have access to all the other wild things, which is good. But I'm not sure with the ads how that works. What age group it goes up to, because learning things at 4 and learning things at 14 is two different things completely.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, keep your kids off YouTube until they're like 10 years old or something, or even 9. I mean, but the thing is, don't introduce them to things like, you know, X, Y, and Z that you're not supposed to be watching on YouTube.
Well, I'd say watch it with them if it is suitable. Because there is some good stuff out there.
Yeah,
like this podcast.
Yes.
But just watch out.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like weird and wonderful stuff out there, especially a lot of these prank videos. I've noticed a lot of these prank videos sometimes
people want to try it.
It
makes me want to try it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they can be quite sketchy. That's why I stuck to the more like safe side of YouTube, where it's like a lot of like the gaming, Reddit reactions, stuff like that. That for me, that's like still the safe ground of YouTube. I mean, like sure, vloggers and all that, they do some like pretty cool stuff. But personally, I haven't been a big vlogger person. I mean, I think the person I watch the most that's considered a vlogger is Peter McKinnon. And that's simply because I watched his channel grow from doing like Photoshop and Premiere Pro tutorials. And that kind of got me into photography. I know for a fact I don't upload many pictures onto my photography Instagram, but yeah, I definitely want to get back into that once lockdown is completed, because I know my best photos are always the photos I take outside. So
that's cool.
And being stuck here in my room, feel like the best thing to do is just record what I can here and post it wherever I can. Yeah,
share it for the people, the people, by the people.
Yes.
But also when we're going back on, I know we're going back and forth on topics, but there's just so much things coming to me now. I'm thinking like devices at a young age that messes you up as well, because it can mess up the child's sleep. I'm reading an article here saying it has educational problems, violence, and me and Yamez, we're not saying we got it right. It's just we like talking about this because it's actually a big thing. Like raise your kid right at the start as best as you can, so that they can have the best future and whatever. But obesity, sleep problems, behavior problems, educational problems, and violence, and definitely I think it disconnects the child from the parent. So I'm saying it's only bad. Whatever you listen to, get this from me. I'm saying it's only bad when a parent is leaving their kid alone to watch. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can have your own opinion. We love that too. And share it in
Yeah.
the comments. We love to hear it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, definitely watch it with your kids, because if you're putting them on their own, like, oh, I don't have time for you right now, go watch this, then they can get into a rabbit hole, and that's just distancing yourself from your kid.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be, if it's with your cousin or whatever, you know, like if it's you just leaving your cousin alone and saying, oh yeah, just watch this, and they're like 4 years old. So
Yeah.
just watch out for that, because, bro, I actually got into like a YouTube rabbit hole, and it wasn't necessarily a dark thing, which could happen, but it just gets you so off topic. Like I was
Yeah.
busy with an assignment. Next thing I know, I'm looking at the Grammys. Next thing I know, I'm looking at Kobe Bryant things, and things that I've seen a million times before, but I'm just going back in because I'm like, I don't know why I'm watching this at 1 a.m. in the morning. Going to like Tekashi 6ix9ine, what he's doing, and literally things that
Oh, that
didn't
is just
even
an entirely
bother me at
separate
once.
topic that I could rant on for ages. The Tekashi 6.
That guy is crazy, bro.
No.
But it
She
just
should
distracted
not
me,
be
is
allowed
what I'm
to.
saying.
He should not be out of prison right now. That's all I'm saying. That guy
We should-
needs
I
to go
wonder if
straight back
we
into
should do a
prison, my
topic
guy.
about that. Or a whole podcast about Tekashi.
Dude,
There was
yeah.
a thing, this comedian did comparing Donald Trump to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
That's his
The
brother.
rapper, he's gonna pop up on the screen if you haven't seen him. The King of New York, as he calls himself.
He's not the
And
king of
he
New
and
York.
Donald
I
J.
can
Trump,
vouch for someone
who
who
is
is
our favorite
much.
person to speak about.
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump is our
Yeah.
favorite person to speak about on this podcast. Him and
Yeah.
Tekashi have some similarities, Yamas.
Yeah.
They both. Oh my goodness, there's too much stuff over there. I can't even get into it. Most of it
Yeah.
is 'cause it's
That's
not
an entire
appropriate, but
podcast on itself. Just Tekashi 6ix9ine
Yeah.
being compared to Trump. Yeah,
Those
definitely
guys.
an entirely different podcast.
If you want to see us compare Donald Trump and Tekashi 6ix9ine, yo, bro, put it in the comments.
Put it in the
Just tell us.
comments. Just
Whoever
tell
he
us.
wants us to talk about to compare. Comparing celebs would be funny just to see that
Yeah.
contrast, but
Yeah, we
that
would do
would
that
be
pretty soon.
hilarious.
Oh my word.
That would be so sick. But I'm still like mind blown of how much views and how much views like people can just pour towards them or draw towards them just by the bad that they do. Or
Yeah.
not so much the good. The good's like hidden. in a
Yeah.
way. It's always like, oh, we want to get the worst out of people, or we want to get the worst news.
Which is true.
So-
And I think I watch two channels particularly called Scarce and Drama Alert, because I like to keep up to date on what's
Yeah.
going on in the YouTube, and they generally talk about the YouTubers who I watch. So like, but the thing is, I a lot of the time glance
Oh, with
over.
Keemstar.
Yeah, so Keemstar and Scarce. And a lot of the time what I do is I don't pay too much attention to like I don't pay too much attention to how like, oh, this person is just I'm bad or whatever. I generally when they
Yeah.
try to come up against someone who's doing the right thing, that's more when I like my focus is there, because I hear so much about
Yes.
like people doing this wrong and that wrong. But then when someone comes up against someone who's doing the right thing, someone who's minding their own business, and someone else comes up and just, you know, hits them in the wrong places. For example, I think the best comparison of this is the Twitch safety something or other that they've been launching, where they have streamers who are going to be on this board that help with like the safety, and which is a good idea. It's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's
Because
cool.
Twitch is a
Get them
live
on
streaming.
board,
Twitch is a live stream platform where you can do whatever you want to do. But the thing is, there was one person on this council. It was some safety council or whatever that is openly racist.
Damn.
And not what's the opposite of transphobic? I think heterophobic. So this person is very openly heterophobic. And they've even said, oh yeah, all these gamers that are cis white males, and just like really hitting hard on those sorts of people. But it's not like, oh, I'm not, and they try to back themselves up by saying, oh, I'm not saying all gamers are like this, but majority are. Yes, they are, but she says it in a way that makes every single cis white male look like a racist.
That's not right, bro.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of the
like that's where it also comes. You have to use your platform to the best that you can.
Yeah,
because you're having thousands of views, especially those big channels. It's like be careful what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And it all goes back to our point of be careful what your kids are watching, because let's say, for example, your child is a lesbian or someone who, or gay, or someone who's part of the LGBTQ plus community, seeing a trans person who is spreading all this like racism and hate speech because white people,
that's not good.
because white cis males have oppressed her, is just completely wrong. I don't care what race you are, what your sexual preference is, any of that. If you're mean to someone simply because of who they are and something they can't change, then you should be just grouped into the same person as like a racist white person,
sure.
you know?
100%.
And the thing is, it's
such a harsh topic.
Yeah, it really is a harsh topic, but I know this might seem a bit off track, but the thing is, this is the kind of platforms that are being, these are the kind of people, some of the people who are using their platforms to say stuff like that. And if you say stuff like that, you shouldn't be allowed a platform. You should be banned from that platform. I know for a fact,
definitely,
Twitch bans people very often. And I remember a streamer that is very popular named Anomaly. He made a single, his friends made like a slight reference to Auschwitz, and they got completely nuked. He couldn't stream for an entire week. Meanwhile, this one girl called Alinity fed her cat vodka and threw it across the room, and she did not get a ban.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that whole story. Good. So that's the whole big thing I'm having with Twitch right now. It's just, that's why I don't stream on Twitch as much, because I can just do like something slightly wrong and then boop. But yeah, that's just a bit of a side rant as well.
No, it's true. Like if you put that all together, it's just use your platform correctly. Like use it the best that you can. Yeah. Because you have to be aware of the people watching you. Some people, they will take that straight to heart. Other people just overlook that. That's okay then. But you really have to be careful of who your audience is. Because you never know who's watching, you know? A 5-year-old to a 50-year-old.
Yeah, especially these impressions.
When you have a platform like this.
Yeah, like impressionable young
10
kids.
subscribers, for example.
Yeah.
They're likely, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Impressionable young kids watch this all the time, and especially the younger generation. Because I know for a fact a lot of our generation tends to watch YouTube for all sorts of different things. And we watch all different things. But then these kids are growing up quite literally from very young, watching every single one of these things as everything's evolving. So they have so much access to it. And really, it's, as much as I would like to say it's good that they get exposed to like what's going on in the world, sometimes you need a bit of a bubble. You need to have a bit of a bubble so that it can burst one day.
For sure. Definitely.
So yeah. We are running a bit low on time, and we both have to jump onto a Zoom call now, so I think we should end the podcast here.
Yeah, this is a good podcast. I like how sometimes we rant.
Yeah.
Because that's like getting the raw content from us, which is good, because sometimes people don't want to talk about these topics because it's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
But things have to be addressed, you know. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast as much as we do. We really appreciate every single like, every single comment, and subscribe especially. Because we're just on our way, you know, to get to 1K subscribers. We see it happening. It's going to happen sooner or later. But we just appreciate if you're new to this video, or to this channel rather, please subscribe. We really appreciate it. We love putting content out for you guys. And like I said, always tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what you didn't like about what we said, what you liked about what we said. That interaction is keen as a lean bean. A lean bean is cool. I don't know.
Yeah. But we would also like to hear your guys' thoughts on some of these topics. I mean, we're just two people who...
Yeah, for sure.
We're just two people who are... Yeah, this is our opinions. This is our YouTube channel. So we just want to say thank you guys for the support you have been giving us. Thank you for subscribing to all those who already have. And if you haven't, don't forget we post videos every...
If you're watching this video right now, this far in the video, this is our OG fans.
Yes.
And we love you guys the most.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the full video. See you later. Saturday we have guests.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers, people.
Deuces.